happy to be fighting Shulk now rather than Snake.
Yeah. There is a player in Long Island named SolarTs who is maybe the best Shulk on the East Coast, right? And there's also a player on the East Coast who you might have heard of named Zomba.
You know,
SolarTs
sounds
very, very talented player. They had to play in losers. He got, I forget who SolarTs lost to in winners, but he lost to Quid in winners, I believe. And then in losers, he lost to Zomba, who got put there by Guy, who's a Luigi. And Zomba absolutely destroyed him. So, you know, I mean, yeah, Zomba, but SolarTs is very good as well. And this matchup can be just hard for Shulk sometimes.
Yeah, in the words of Coach Ben, the Oklahoma Shulk player, this matchup is undoable. He will switch off of Shulk for Robs.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't agree that it's undoable. I think there's very few undoable matchups in Ultimate, but Rob is so good.
But it's not looking good right here.
Rob is so good, but has so many tools to contest you in that range that Shulk wants to play in, as well as to punish hard switches more so than most other characters. Gyro can be very good against him, and a lot of his combos, he doesn't really care that you're in shield art, because, well, okay, you put yourself in shield art, he's just gonna keep down tilting you.
Going into Smash Art here, trying to find a little early kill here, and miss the ledge on the recovery. Atomic says, we'll take those.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you do take those, right? Like, every stock's a stock, and even if as a competitor, it's not the way you want to see it happen, it's still a stock, and, you know, that's what you need to take more of than your opponent if you want to win. So, trying to get back to stage. It was a beautiful route by Atomic, trying to find the reversal, but Jared able to get out of dodge for just a second. The gyro reset from Atomic was beautiful patience, and the micro spacing in the boot.
Yeah, wake up smash just away from the tip of Rob's face.
Yeah,
and
I think if he had an angle that it actually would have reached.
I don't know, Smash is a 3D game, and that midsection of Rob can be a little weird.
That is very, very true, my friend. And looking to find that nair pressure, finding a backer to put Shulk in the corner. Catching it on the landing of jump art 2 was huge because you had to extend that whole arc, and now there was nowhere for Jared to go. The only jump or like upwards verticality thing that jump art doesn't affect is ledge jump, and Atomic knew that. You could see because he lined it up and was able to close it out. Now just the double toss to rack on damage, find the snipe, tries to call it out, and this might be death.
That is going to be the game for Atomic, and a clean 3 stock here.
So I'm not, like, I've seen Atomic play, obviously, like, he is a player from Texas who travels more than...
Atomic is one of those players, like, that...
does he get better in loser's bracket? Because...
Atomic is just crazy no matter where he's at.
Do you remember the last set, literally, he lost, what, 2 stocks the entire 3-0?
So I think a lot of the thing with Atomic is sometimes he just has these little mental moments where he has to process for a minute. But once he gets going, and it looks like he started fairly early here, it's just nonstop.
So what you're saying is he's got, like, slightly...
He's got to get that warm up in a little.
He's got that non-fiber internet connection where he's trying to watch a 4K video and like
it'll go. It's good. You gotta give it a minute.
Yeah, it's mostly good, and then sometimes you get the buffering icon for just a second.
But when it's going, it goes crazy.
Yeah, like you just like give it a minute and then let it go, and then it just never stops, and it's like. Whew.
And Atomic trying to replicate those results here. A clean 3 stock in game 1, and we'll try to do it again here on FD.
Yeah, and FD, I mean, Atomic left this legal, right? We've seen Robs have a lot of success here today. The stage is very, very good for them. That being said, this is Shulk's best stage. You have such free reign to get these horizontal speed art combos, create that pressure, find those edge guards as well, that... You know, this character can get a lot done, and if you can't win here as Jared, I think the question you have to ask yourself is, where can you? The other thing to remember is, this is Jared's first set since losing that heartbreaker earlier on, and he was so tilted after that, you have to wonder how his mental is right now.
Yeah, for sure, and, you know, FD, gonna be a little different here. Might play a little factor into this. Is a good stage for Shulk in this matchup. You give Rob a few less escape options, trying to save that mental a little bit.
Yep.
Use those easy options, those easy routine routes.
So I really appreciate you adding that it's not just a good stage for Shulk, it's a good stage in this matchup as well. And I love the shield. I love this defensive pressure attempts. These defensive pressure attempts from Jared coming out. Unfortunately, though, they're not going to line on up. The jump are going to allow him to just slightly sneak on past Atomic, get right back to stage, try and find a pressure with these up tilts. But at the end of the day, you need to do slightly more than that if you want to close this out. Now that Smash Art is almost gone, on right, the one downside of FD and one of the benefits of it for Rob is you can kind of just burner boost and sit all the way up there. There's no platform to help them come get you, and you can just kind of wait.
And I think that was a little bit of a catch-22 situation there for Jared. If you go all the way up and get the ledge on the up B, you get met with a Rob down air and just didn't have enough to get to the ledge there.
Yeah, no, he just got a little over aggressive, and we've seen those moments with Jared in both the sets he's lost, right? Where he's playing really well, and then he starts to get a little over aggressive. If you remember when he played a Leo, I believe it was at part priority 2, and was doing really well, and then kind of fell apart a little bit. It was also, again, that over aggression that kind of came back to bite him. He can smell the blood in the water, but when he does, it almost compromises his discipline just a tad.
And Atomic is cool to just hang out up there and let that Smash Art run out. Said, I'm not playing around with that.
And you can see how much Jared wants this, both in the positive, when he gets a hit, he's like going like, yeah, in the mic, and then when he, in the cam, and when he loses, is watch him just, like that time, he lost the stock and he just face.
Yeah, it's just like, what do I have to do to make this robot leave the screen? Just hanging on for dear life.
The down throw, looking for the pressure, or trying to make it happen. Putting Rob in the corner here, and the Smash Art to boot. The up angle not gonna find its mark, and gonna allow the reversal jump art full on in. Trying to go on out, make it happen, get the clutch to get back in this. Very nearly costing himself, but somehow Kronos lives another day.
And right now, back to neutral. Atomic really trying to slow it down just a little. Saw the frustration from Jared and really wants to make him work for it now.
Yeah, and now the gyro again, and barely not catching the jump there. That was great stuff from Jared. Kind of by luck still, but who cares, right? You still gotta save it, get out. This zoning pressure from Atomic, though, is immaculate. Just alternating the gyros, the lasers, right? Trying to keep Jared out, but he's picking his spots a lot better right now. Finding a way back in, and, you know, Jared's racking up this percentage. Only got hit twice, but that might be all he needs. He's got speed art. That's gonna keep his up circle a little lower. It's not gonna matter, though. Finds a way back to stage, and, I mean, if Jared takes a stock, he's still in this, but it might take a miracle.
Yeah, for sure. And I believe Atomic is really just trying to milk this out. 3 minutes left on the timer. Finds the run up, down tilt, down smash. And that's game 2 on Rat.
Yeah, just, like, what do you do here if you're...
Yeah, like, how does Shulk get up there off FD to go contest Rob?
And Shulk has a really not great item grab hitbox, too, especially because of how good his buttons are, right? You can see him jab, and then F-tilt trying to pick up the item. It just doesn't work, and he dies for it.
And really, for swordies, one of the most consistent ways to pick up gyro is through your dash attack. Not really an option for
dash
Shulk
attack
here.
and also down tilt, and it's just... right, because you have to get in past that disjoint, as well as the fact that, right, remember, characters without an item in Ultimate have a smaller item grab hitbox than characters with an item in Ultimate, and that is always really important to remember.
And I'm kind of surprised we ran this back to FD, you know, Atomic hanging out at the top last zone where Jared can't really contest him, so I figured we see a switch in the game plan.
I figured we might, but this is Shulk's best stage, and you have to be confident, right, in your comfort picks, in where you go, right, if it's legal, like the optimal play, and that's what Jared's doing here, is he's trying to say this is what should be working, and I don't know that he really, I don't want to say he doesn't have the mental, but I think he's really stressed. I think he's focused on, like, I need to take a game, I need to take this one game at a time, where he doesn't want to think about the strategy of, okay, where would I go for a counter pick now, where would I kind of sneak one out? he just wants to win, man.
Yeah, if this is a comfort pick, it's one thing, but, you know, again, just kind of getting smothered here. Only really 40% behind, but Atomic it's just another day on the clock for him.
That being said, a weak hit back air put him all the way there, and the 2-hit combo on that nair forward air, bringing him the rest of the way in, and the jump are coming out, allowing him to get back to stage, look for the route, going high this time, and just opting to reset low instead.
Right back into the neutral, and Jared not wanting to chase Atomic out there at all. Really just playing a really patient game, but at what cost?
I absolutely agree. It's when you play this patient, you're letting your opponent get back in, get a lead. Jared just fully rolled back. That was the biggest sign I think I've ever seen anyone give. You can tell that his mental is...
And that's part of the game out here for these DFW players. Yeah, we're loud out here. We play Rob and Steve.
Well, not Steve anymore.
It's a mental thing.
It absolutely is, but the question is also, like, you know, Jared has a mental for sure, right? He's a high level player here in this game for a reason. He's flown out here to this event here for a reason, but the pressure is on here in losers quarterfinals.
And has finally found a lead here in game 3 of this set. A narrow one, but we'll take anything we can get. And Atomic making me eat those words right away.
The pressure that Jared is trying to throw out, like with Shulk using these huge sword hit boxes to try and control this landing space, is great. But Atomic is using these burner boosts really strategically, sitting just outside that range and being very efficient with his fuel usage as a result. Saying, okay, let me match you until the second you get into an initial dash, and that's when I'm going to fastball back down.
And there was a little bit of show of matchup check knowledge as Atomic finds the back air. Saw Jared switching to shield art, got an extra up tilt in there.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like shield art is really good at like preventing you from dying, but it also can be a way to take a lot of damage because you can just get a lot more hits in.
Yeah, that's the dichotomy of Shulk, is using shield art sometimes gets you put in the blender.
Yeah, you just gotta lab out the different combos for it, and that's something people are still working on, and so, you know, we don't see it as much, but beautiful back air there from Jared. He's lining these up from up, and even like his spacing is really good, but it was immaculate before, and frankly was right there too. Now with his back against the wall, his tournament life on the line, he's brought this back to being down only 30%.
And this definitely looks doable now. Those first 2 games, kind of strong in Atomic's favor, but still in it here.
And the juggle here, that double blender, trying to put that jab in on out. The speed art now online though. Oh, but getting countered by Rob just being able to run back, toss gyro in exactly your space. When your jump is lower from that speed art, you literally cannot get away from the gyro toss.
Whiffs another dash grab, not gonna get punished too hard on that.
And even the weak hit of the sword there did 20 is kind of absurd, right? People forget just how much Buster
adds on to your damage total.
Like, Buster is just absolutely absurd sometimes, and you see it a lot, but you also see a lot more speed. They can just especially on big bodies because of the combos. Jared just using it for mix-ups here, but now with gyro online, this could be his X factor. Smash art, though, kind of got wasted. He used it to knowing that time though that Atomic was going high to force out the fuel and then swap the jump from the pressure and the backslash with the extra damage. He was facing away.
And just like that, Jared's on the board. And we saw a smile from both players. They're like, yeah, let's get a good set going.
Ready? Hold on. Ready? He gets a nair, backslash.
I hate it.
That's what it sounds like. Backslash. Sorry, Fabs, I'm letting you down. Love you, homie.
But I didn't see what stage they picked, but getting right back into it, they really want to keep the games going, but I think Atomic needs to slow back down.
Yeah, no, getting into game number 3, right? even still, like, that was everything Jared had in the tank. And it was a beautiful adjustment, recognizing, hey, you're going high, setting up the blast zone to wait out these arts. I'm going to make you do that to waste your fuel so that you can't get away when I find what I actually want. But
now we're
everything in the tank.
Yeah, now we're back on PS2, and Rob can use those platforms to kind of extend, get those up airs a little bit higher up.
And whereas the larger stage on FD can be great because it gives you more space for your horizontal combos, here in conjunction with the platforms, it mostly just gives Rob more space to kind of just keep you away.
Waited for the shield art to come out, very heads up from Atomic.
And the pressure on the laser is going to force to get away. Not able to grab, oh, he was able to grab the gyro. It was very hard to tell for a second who got it. But now you have to find a way in, and Jared is starting to adapt, right? Atomic trying to slow things down with these gyro tosses, but we're seeing Jared bait it out with a shield with a dash shield, and then find the punish afterwards, knowing that he can't really contest these just four gyro tosses.
And now Atomic really controlling the stage well, not finding too many hits, 150%, and not hungry for this kill at all. Keeping stage control and just staying on the game plan.
I like the shield art there, because you're aware that laser might connect with you. You still have jump online, so you can swap right out of it if you need. Buster means you're gonna take a little bit more damage and knockback of your own, though I believe, maybe I'm not wrong about that. Sorry if I am. To my Shulk friends, speed art now online, but one stock down. You have to find a way to close it out. Went for the jump art, trying to find the high attempt, and somehow made a way back around that down air to hell. And I'm sorry, my friend Kanye. This is just so hard right now for Jared to get a hit in.
And as soon as the smash art came out, you saw Atomic go right up to the top blast zone and said, nope, still not playing with that. Doesn't matter what stage we're on.
And I like that forward throw there, just opting for stage control, not trying to juggle Rob, not trying to find something cheeky. It's just, okay, let's just try and find this ledge trap. That being said, Atomic's been so good out of disadvantage the whole day.
Call out F smash is gonna find that stock for Jared.
Yeah, Atomic's done a lot of that. I'm gonna land on you, or I'm almost gonna, and Jared hasn't really punished it, but that time finally doing so, and it, coming in when mattered most. Now only 80% down, and while that's a big gap, Shulk, especially with Buster online, speed on deck to boot, very capable of making that one back.
Ooh, no punish on the whiff down smash. Has a little more end lag than you would think, but nothing doing there.
The pressure from the speed art, it's so low, looking for the back air, not gonna find its mark.
Nair on the shield, and Atomic content to just sit back, hide under that platform, and let Jared do whatever he wants.
And lining up the backer, my friend, that's gonna be it. Beautiful stuff. Just trying to find a way in. You've closed the gap only to let it slip away from you once again. Can you do it one more time? Can you do it two more times? That's what Jared needs right now.
That shield art was very dangerous from Jared, but recognized it immediately, switched to speed just to be off the shield. Didn't want to get caught by a down air, wouldn't have been able to make it back.
The up air, finding the juggle situation for the first time, and we've really seen Jared go for it. Not gonna find its mark. I like the patience to reset and try and get in with the speed. You have half of that left. You have to find the stock here, because if you don't, where do you find it? You have a whole nother one to go.
Finds an up throw there, not opting for a down throw, not under the platform.
And just the down throw, looking for the juggle, but a fantastic match to avoid that up tilt. You don't see that one very often. It's known as the fast match coverage for a reason. I like the speed art.
But found a down air on that up special, and that will poke under that stage like that.
Yeah, and that was the first time we saw Atomic go for that down under the stage. And watch.
Well, I think he's gone for it a few times in the set, but that's the first time he's really connected.
He's gone for it further out.
Yeah.
And Jared's got around it, especially on PS2, by drifting under the stage like that. So that time, Atomic jumped, said, okay, you have to do this early to avoid my down air. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna throw it through the stage, because that's where you're gonna be going. If you just up special normally, that'd be all she wrote.
And that's all still part of the mental game. We've been doing the same option over and over, and on that last one where it matters, we went the extra little distance out and just not ready for it.
Not at all. And that's gonna be it for, well, for Jared. At seventh,
GG's.
going out at seventh here and loses quarters. That's, again, that's the second player I think we've had
Yeah, and
get
that's
upset by Atomic, right?
Atomic